What if I told you the number one reason most people stay broke has absolutely nothing to do with how smart they are, and everything to do with something they just don't know? It's not about stupidity. It's not about laziness. It's simply about not understanding how money really works. And today, I promise you, you're about to hear some of the most life-changing financial advice you'll ever get. This comes from a man who completely reshaped how millions of people think about their finances, Morgan Housel, the brilliant author of The Psychology of Money. This book has sold over 10 million copies worldwide. Why? Because it contains a single, powerful message that has the potential to fundamentally change your financial future. And what we're going to do right now is break down that message simply, practically, and in a way that actually works for real life, with all its ups and downs. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, because this could be the most important 10 minutes you spend all week. Morgan Housel kicks things off with a bombshell. Being wealthy is not about how much money you make. Let me say that again. It is not about your salary. It's about how you behave with the money you have. This is a game changer. He's seen firsthand, and I have too. Average people with average jobs, teachers, plumbers, office workers build incredible, real wealth over time. How? They were patient, they were consistent, and they had discipline. On the flip side, he's also seen Wall Street traders with Ivy League degrees and six-figure bonuses go completely broke. Why? Because financial success isn't about a fancy degree or a high-paying job. It's about discipline. And let's be honest, in our world today, overspending is ridiculously easy. It's almost encouraged. You can get approved for a new credit card online in under 5 minutes, probably faster than you can get a doctor's appointment. And think about our digital lives. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, they're not just social media platforms anymore. They're the new 24/7 global shopping mall. Every single scroll, every swipe, is a subtle message that someone else out there is living a better, more glamorous life than you. They have the newer car, the bigger house, the fancier vacation. It's a constant pressure cooker of comparison. But here's the cold, hard truth that can set you free. Every single dollar of debt you take on is a piece of your future that somebody else now owns. Your bank, your credit card company, they own a slice of your tomorrow. Conversely, every single dollar you save is a piece of your future that you own. You're buying back your freedom, $1 at a time. It's a profound shift in perspective. Now, let's talk about why so many of us feel like we're constantly falling behind. The core reason is expectations. Many of us grew up with a certain script in our heads. We thought that by 25, or maybe 30, we'd have the great career, the house with the white picket fence, and have everything perfectly figured out. But what happened in reality? Rent prices went through the roof, the cost of groceries seems to double every time you go to the store, and for many, life feels like running on a treadmill that's just getting faster and faster. Morgan Housel has a beautiful and simple formula for this feeling. He says happiness is simply the gap between your expectations and your reality. If your expectations are constantly being inflated by the highlight reels you see on social media, you will always feel like you're losing. You'll always feel behind, no matter how much money you make. You could get a raise tomorrow, and it still wouldn't feel like enough because your expectations have already moved the goalposts. So, here is the big mental shift we need to make. Stop trying to raise your income to meet your lifestyle expectations. Instead, raise your discipline to control them. Lower your expectations for material things, and you'll find your happiness almost instantly rises. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty: saving versus making more money. Which one is more important? Most people spend their entire lives chasing a higher income. They work longer hours, chase promotions, and stress about getting that next big raise. And while earning more is great, Morgan completely flips this idea on its head. He argues that your savings rate matters far more than your salary or your investment returns. Think about it this way: your savings rate, the percentage of your income that you put away, is one of the few things in your financial life that you have 100% control over. You can't control the stock market. You can't control the economy. You can't always control whether you get a raise. But you can absolutely control how much you save from every paycheck. Saving is freedom. Saving is independence. Saving is a safety net that lets you sleep peacefully at night, knowing that if an emergency happens, you're covered. It's the ultimate form of self-care. So, how do you do it? Start treating your savings like the most important bill you have to pay each month. It's non-negotiable. Before you pay your rent, your phone bill, or your Netflix subscription, you pay yourself first. The best way to do this is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account for the day after you get paid. It can be just $20 to start. The magic of this is, if you don't see that money in your checking account, you're so much less likely to spend it. Out of sight, out of mind, and into your future. Now, let's touch on investing, and I promise to give you the simplest, most powerful explanation you'll ever hear. The whole secret sauce is a concept called compound interest. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Here's how it works: you invest some money. That money earns a return. Now, you have your original money plus the money it earned. The next year, that entire bigger pot of money earns a return. Your money starts making money, and then that money starts making its own money. Over time, it's not like a straight line up, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger and bigger and faster. This is the exact principle that made Warren Buffett one of the richest men in the world. Get this, 99% of his massive fortune was earned after his 60th birthday. It's not because he was some investing wizard who never made a mistake. It's because he started early and stayed invested for decades, letting that snowball roll for an incredibly long time. The biggest factor wasn't his genius, it was his time in the market. And the best part is, you don't need a finance degree to do this. You don't need to pick secret stocks or have some complicated formula. For most people, the best strategy is the most boring one: consistently investing in low-cost index funds, making automatic contributions every single month, and having the patience to not panic and sell when the market gets a little shaky. That simple, boring strategy beats almost all the fancy, high-fee strategies over the long run. Finally, let's talk about the biggest mindset shift of all. It's the difference between being rich and being wealthy. What's the difference? Rich is visible. Rich is spending money. Rich buys the fancy car, the designer clothes, the expensive watch. Rich is about showing people you have money. But wealthy? Wealthy is quiet. Wealthy isn't seen. Wealthy is the money you haven't spent. Wealthy is not needing to impress anyone. Rich buys you things. Wealthy buys you freedom. It buys you options. It buys you the ability to wake up in the morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. Most people stay broke because they are stuck in a loop of spending money they don't have to buy things they don't need to impress people who, frankly, aren't even thinking about them. Nobody cares about your car as much as you do. You don't need a nicer car, you need independence. You don't need a bigger house, you need peace of mind. You don't need more stuff, you need more options in life. So, where do you start? Right now. Today. Here is your simple action plan. First, check your bank account every single day. Just look at it. Awareness is the first step to killing ignorance. You can't manage what you don't measure. Second, automate your savings, even if it's just $5 a week. Just start. The habit is more important than the amount. Third, try to follow the 10% rule. Aim to save at least 10% of every single dollar that comes into your life. Fourth, if you invest, do it consistently and don't panic sell. And finally, before you make any non-essential purchase, ask yourself this one simple question: am I buying this for me, or am I buying this to impress someone else? I want you to know that your financial life can absolutely change. And the change doesn't start with earning more money. It starts with thinking differently. You have the power to do this. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. You can build a financial future that you are genuinely proud of. I truly believe in you. Now let's go build that freedom together. Thanks so much for watching. If this was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.